Hey everyone, this is Michael with a general reading intended for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of September 2020. I do hope that this video finds you well and in good spirits. I apologize that these are coming out a bit late. I have been pretty overwhelmed just by the energy, to be completely honest, so if I seem a little run down, you're probably picking up on that. I feel pretty good though coming into your reading. We do have some interesting stuff happening this month astrologically, and if you want to know more about that, I highly recommend checking out the astrology blog, which is linked down below in the description box. You can also find links for personal readings and Reiki sessions, as well as donations for those of you who feel so called. All of my information is down below, and I also have a natal chart calculator down there if you want to check out your moon, rising, and Venus sign videos as well. So the month of September is really interesting. We kind of started off with this Pisces full moon on September 2nd, and that was kind of a revelation moment, and I think a lot of us are still reeling from things that are kind of cropping back up, and things we might have thought we were done with or over with kind of coming back to the surface. I think that's going to sort of be a theme for September. We do have Jupiter and Saturn. Both of these are very karmic planets that are going to be going direct in the sign of Capricorn, which for you is your second house, so your sense of stability, your finances. And it may feel like there's a lot of drive to build something for yourself, to build stability for yourself right now. And with Mars going retrograde in Aries on the 9th, all the way to November 13th, there is going to be there's going to be a lot of agitated energy, because Mars is all about our action, our passion, our drive. It's also our sexuality and even aggression and warrior energy. And with this going retrograde in Aries, it's very easily frustrated because that energy is being slowed down. And so some good advice for the month of November in general is to, or I'm sorry, the month of September, interesting, is to really take things slow. Because it's like the more you're trying to push things, the more you're trying to make them happen, and it's not supposed to be happening right now. If it's not in the divine timing, you're really just going to be hurting yourself. And so just be aware of your needs, be aware of kind of the other people around you. Don't try and change everything externally right now. Especially for you, with Mars in your 5th house, you might be taking things really just too seriously. Or you could be trying to push things along, especially in dating situations, or just taking something that should be easy and making it hard for yourself. And sometimes we just have to let things kind of go at their own pace. So I'm really curious to see what we have in the cards for you. As I'm kind of shuffling here, I just want to give my friendly reminder that this is a general reading, meaning not all the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. It's up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies to your own life and what should be left behind for somebody else. Some of these messages may also come in the reverse, or they may apply to other people in your life. They may not apply to you. If there are 2 people we're talking about, you can switch the roles to fit your situation if that makes more sense. So what do we have for Sagittarius here? Show us clearly. Ooh. Okay. Sagittarius, I do feel like there is a delay. No surprise here. 4 of Wands in the reverse. And this could be something that you were looking forward to celebrating. Maybe it's already something that's kind of gotten canceled or delayed. And this is talking about the first half of September. You might even be celebrating something, or something might be happening in your life, and you're sort of seeing that it's not quite going the way you thought it would, or it doesn't feel as exciting as you thought it would. And maybe that's just because of the pandemic. Maybe that's because of everything we're kind of going through right now. It's changed things. And There's definitely this feeling of just being emotionally exhausted with this Queen of Cups and Nine of Wands. This could be talking about a water sign individual, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or someone who's just very emotional in general. Maybe even a bit of an empath, although with the Queen of Cups in reverse, I could actually see this as someone who is a bit of a psychic vampire. And you might have been giving too much of your energy or too much of your time to this person, and you're just feeling really worn down. Maybe this delay or this canceled plan has to do with this individual. And I just get this very defeated sense emotionally, I'm not gonna lie. It feels really hard, but I also want to tell you, Sagittarius, that you're stronger than you're giving yourself credit for. And I'm a Sagittarius moon. I'm definitely feeling this. I'm feeling this worn down energy. And you have the Knight of Pentacles here, kind of showing up in your mind, your communication. Things are happening, they're just happening very slowly. And with this being Virgo season, this is the perfect card for Virgo energy. Because it's about taking things one step at a time, making sure that everything is done right the first time. And if something gets canceled or something is delayed, it's giving you time to perfect something here. And with the Nine of Wands, it's like, Sagittarius, you've already been through the worst of things. And you might be feeling a little battle weary from this. And there might be a lot of disappointment, but I feel like you're about to turn a corner here with this Knight of Pentacles. But it takes some dedication, it takes some perseverance. And we will pull some cards for the second half of September in just a moment. But I want to say with the Knight of Pentacles, and really for this month in general, it's not about planning for this month. We're kind of getting a better sense of things globally. We're getting a sense of kind of just the rhythm right now. And it might feel like there are some setbacks, but I think it's important for you to keep going step by step and not allowing yourself to get too agitated or feel too defeated right now. There could be an earth sign who is also trying to help you. So that could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I do want to pull an animal card here for you, just to get some advice for the first half of September. Show us clearly, please. Speaking of interruptions and delays, sorry to have your video cut out like that, Sagittarius. Really wasn't too bad of a timing, though, for that. I did just pull the animal card, the camel, for you. And this is actually very appropriate, because camel is all about patience and moving forward slowly, going through the desert, going through this harsh climate, having faith, having what you need inside of you already, having this knowing that you will find what you need in time. You will find that oasis. And you have enough. And I know you're feeling drained. I know things have been heavy this year. But I really do feel like, Sagittarius, there is something worth persevering for. So let's take a look at the second half of September now. Kind of see where this is going for the second half of the month. Interesting. So, you have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Again, things going very slowly, canceled plans. That's a huge theme for you this month. Or just delays. And communication might also be a little challenging for you. But Sagittarius, you have an Ace of Cups. The universe is giving you something. This Ace of Cups often represents love, new relationships, healing, deepening connections. But actually, what this really feels like, if I'm being completely honest, it's you getting back in touch with your own soul. Finding this water inside of yourself, finding the love inside of yourself as this camel. We do have the Page of Swords with the Ten of Cups in reverse coming out together. And this is why I kind of feel like this healing comes from within. I almost want to say that there is a family member for you, Sagittarius, who is coming in and is being very agitated. And maybe it's this water sign individual we were dealing with before. Could potentially be an earth sign, maybe even air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I feel like this is more just an energy of being very combative, being very defensive, and that's going to be very prevalent in the next couple of months. Specifically with Mars being retrograde, there's going to be a lot of this, okay? So we need to be centered ourselves. Doesn't mean letting people walk all over you, but it does mean having your peace come from within you, especially with this camel card. And that doesn't mean you don't have hard conversations. That doesn't mean you don't do the hard work. You do have to persevere through something here, Sagittarius, but it has to come from the right place energetically. You have to make sure that you're centered before you go out and do what you have to do. And whatever these delays are, if you're just feeling like you can't get anything done this month, and I know it's been a frustrating month for me already, so I'm curious to see what happens once Mars actually goes retrograde, but it is giving us opportunity to heal and to connect to our intuition. And it is bringing opposites into balance with this camel card, the fire and water element coming together. So let's see what the last animal card is for you for the month of September, looking at the second half. You do have the octopus, and this does feel like a toxic individual, someone who keeps trying to grab on or keeps trying to manipulate a situation. I get that a lot with the Queen of Cups in reverse, actually. This card reminds me a lot of this character. This could be a family member. That's kind of what I'm feeling for most of you. Could be somebody else significant to you as well. And this is just a person, maybe you're the one who is kind of turning your back on them or distancing yourself from them. You feel like you need to defend yourself. And I want to offer a word of warning in this situation. You need to do this tactfully if this is your situation, because again, people are feeling very defensive, very agitated, and they're going to use whatever they can as justification to snap at you or to even potentially turn people against you. But honestly, I feel like you're pretty clear of whoever this is. Whoever it is who's trying to manipulate you or make you do something. And you know, if we're being totally honest with ourselves, we should also check in and see how we might be the octopus energy. Are we trying to control things? Are we trying to manipulate things instead of just finding it within ourselves? I do feel like there's one more animal card here. And it's the hummingbird. This is beautiful. Okay, this is why we needed to end on this card. This is all about finding that sweetness, finding that nectar, the things that help you feel light. And I do get the sense that some of you might be doing energy healing or just meditating a lot or doing some healing modality that brings something to you. This could also just be you connecting to nature or doing something creative that you love. And allowing that to just be free-flowing, because we were talking about at the beginning of this reading, you might be taking things too seriously. And as much as you feasibly and possibly can, Sagittarius, if something doesn't bring you joy or something doesn't make you feel happy, you might just need to give yourself a little bit of a break. But again, this is a long-term thing. We're looking at the long term with the Knight of Pentacles. So you might need to take days off. Doesn't mean that you stop doing it totally. It's just whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that's building in your life or growing in your life, it's going to take time. And you don't need to have it all right now. It's not about having it this month. And it's always so interesting doing readings for months like this. I feel like a lot of the signs have been very similar messages, actually. And I think a lot of the time we want instant gratification. And when Mars goes retrograde, that really gets challenged. But there is a gift here. There is a gift in this stillness, and it's like you're coming back in touch with the gifts already inside you with the Camel card here. And you're finding sweetness, you're finding joy in your life with the hummingbird energy. I also want to just mention this as well. Some of you might be doing astral travel or astral projection or some sort of dream work. Because when I see the camel, I think of a journey. And when I see the hummingbird, this very light, ethereal energy, I do think of astral travel or astral projection. And maybe that's something that's kind of speaking to you. We do have Venus in your 9th house. And I believe there's some other planets that are still in Leo. And that is about expanding your horizons, travel, new ideas, and a love of that. Finding pleasure in that, learning new things, learning new concepts, even if it's just mental for now. I think that's something that can help you heal. And whatever your 10 of Cups looks like, whatever your happily ever after looks like here, Sagittarius, just because it's in reverse doesn't mean that it's never going to happen, okay? There's just some delays right now. There's just some setbacks, but you do have something starting here. And perhaps this is just taking longer than you want it to. And sometimes faith isn't about getting what we want right away. It's the journey getting there and trusting in that process, trusting in that timing, and not necessarily knowing when or if, ever. But I do feel like there is something blooming here for you by the end of the month. And those are all the messages I have for you this month, Sagittarius. I do hope that this reading was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what you're dealing with, what the situation is. How can you find this sweetness in your life? What is this water, this Ace of Cups that's already inside of you? What are you reconnecting to inside yourself? Set the intention and let us all know in the comments down below. Support each other. And I do have all my links in the description box down below if you'd like a personal reading or Reiki session with me. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Sagittarius. Have a happy September.